what you need?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I have a pet peeve of cooking programs.
What?
Because it's stupid to watch a cooking program. Because you have 3 grams of this, 2 teaspoons of that, put it in together. That's nice, isn't it? It's not really what we're going to do here. Because, are we?
Well, no. You know what? I could do that, but you know what? There's something. I'm too simple of a. Make life easy. I want to make life easy. I want to show you a couple of real quick, easy tricks. So this is 1.5 pounds of pasta. We're making mac and cheese, Hendrik. So 1.5 pounds of pasta, 2 packages of shredded cheese. I've got all my seasonings and stuff in here, but I want to point out. So let's put everybody in the pool, right?
Before we go there.
You want to go there?
So, 20 questions.
No, okay, what?
20 questions. First of all.
Okay.
So we gave you a curveball with the pasta, right? Didn't we?
Well, you did.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
gluten-free.
There's lots of options.
Gluten-free.
And so these are gluten-free. These are a rice quinoa pasta.
Beautiful.
So that's what we're using for mac and cheese.
Right, Italians not going to like that. But hang on a sec, let's just...
It's from Italy.
run through a few things here. What, the pasta's from Italy?
It is.
Really?
Yeah. You think I made this?
No, I mean, it's dry and it's just... Taste
really?
Italian. Taste Italian. Hang on a sec, so we got a house rub.
That is my house rub. House of Q house rub.
Does your wife know about this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
She uses
House rub?
the house rub.
She does. So this is house of Q house rub. And then we got a little baby...
That's Grandma's garden. That's onions and garlic, and the house rub is an all-purpose barbecue seasoning. So on your ribs, on your pork butt, on your whatever you're cooking that way.
So if you don't know what to do, you just house rub it.
Absolutely.
Okay. And if you want to put a little more spice into it, you get grandma involved.
That's got some more aromatic flavors.
Meaning?
Onions and garlic and herbs.
When you put this stuff in, there's salt and salt and salt and salt and salt. How do you overcome that? Do you just assume there's enough salt in there?
Taste it. Definitely taste it as you're going along. It's an easy thing to forget, but it's also somebody who has some skill and mastery as a cook is constantly tasting and knows and understands that you're doing layer upon layer upon layer to compound or cumulatively come together to the end flavor that's there. And so even in barbecue, as a competitive barbecuer, I'm constantly considering each of the different factors that are accumulating to my end result.
Because let's face it, mac and cheese is salt, salt, and salt. You got salt in your spices, you got salt in the cheese.
Well, don't forget the cheese.
Yeah, the cheese is salty.
And the Italian pasta.
And the pasta, not so much. I tasted it. And then you're going to put some salt sausage with it as well. I'm just putting it out there, and I'm not anti-salt. I'm just saying you need to be aware.
Well, you got to think of it all together, and even other ingredients like these chilies that we're going to use of putting those in there. If there is maybe too much vinegar in them, if they were tangy or bright, or if they are too salty, I agree with you. So, but you got to take those all into consideration.
Aren't we cooking this first?
No, this is dry pasta. That's a little loud, but then it goes in everybody in the pool. This is one of the easiest things about this. So all the cheese goes, dry pasta, the cheese, right? All the cheese goes in here.
Spread it up.
We'll mix that all up.
Okay.
Now what we're gonna do is add all of the whipping cream. So a liter of whipping cream in here.
Wow.
That one there.
Now you're talking.
That one there.
All right.
And then we're gonna do a whole thing.
Let it drop.
Oh yeah. And we're gonna stir it all in there. Yeah, see how thick that is? Okay, now this is the thin milk, which is just whole milk.
Okay.
None of this skim milk.
Why?
This is real mac and cheese, where it's like, give me the real thing.
Hang on a sec, Mr.
What?
Master Tourist here. Why not whipping cream the whole thing?
Well, might be a little too rich, just like a little too salty. One of the things I love doing is so we get these different spices. We have them all in our cabinets and things. And so in this instance, I need a tablespoon of this one, Grandma's Garden here. So what I love about this one is you take off the lid. So instead of taking a tablespoon out, you just pour it in the lid because that lid is a tablespoon.
Voila.
And there it is.
Yeah, but you lumped it now.
Well, we'll stir it all in there. So, and the same thing with the house rub. So it still needs some more flavor with our mac and cheese, right? Otherwise, we've got cheese and macaroni right now and dairy. So I'm going to add a little more seasoning, and I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons. This is a larger lid on the house rub, and that's a 1/4 cup of some seasoning in there. Now, the last one, the hatch chilies. You're smelling it, aren't you?
I'm smelling it, and it's a familiar smell. This is a really familiar smell. Let's just have a quick look what's so familiar here. Sugar, white sugar, brown sugar, salt, seasoning salt, which he's not going to tell you what's in that one. Granulated garlic, easy to do. Chili powder, paprika, nice color. Pepper, celery powder, onion. This is the kind of stuff if you make your own thing, really. I'm looking for the silicon dioxide, and I'm looking for all the other... No? Because that's what the guys are putting in. And people don't know. Silicon dioxide, when you buy these, is actually sand. It's sand. To make it heavier, to stop it from lumping.
Stop it from lumping.
That's why.
Yes.
And you end up
it absorbs the moisture. So
it's so fine, you won't feel it when you chew, but the idea
and you won't taste it, but
no.
it's still...
So you don't put any of that in your stuff?
Never.
Beautiful.
No, and you read every ingredient that was in there. I didn't hide anything.
Yeah, the seasoning salt's where the mojo is, but let's leave it at that one. That's everybody has this secret.
So we need some more flavor in our mac and cheese. So we're going to add in the hatch chilies in here. So we'll stir this all up. That is all good to go. Right
is that
there.
a type of chili?
It is a little bit spicy. This will add some.
Hatch chili. Is that a type of chili?
That is a type of chili. It's from the southwest of the United States.
Hatch Valley. Is it not a place? Hatch.
I don't know.
Type.
Want me to Google it?
No, I don't know. You don't sell it, so I don't sell it.
I don't sell it either. I just like the flavor.
It is. I want to see this.
Okay, you do that. I'll stir this up. Told you.
This is not hot though. Tomatillos, little chili pepper. Nice. Lime, garlic salt. I'm laying on the garlic here for sure. Let's give it flavor.
And what we're going to do is put this on the smoker, Hendrik, and
leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
No stirring,
no stirring, and it'll be 90 minutes to 2 hours until we revisit this again.
Beautiful. That's as simple as it is. We're not layering the sausage on. Right?
No, we're doing something different with that.
Okay, good. We'll see you outside. Remember your whole idea about keeping things simple, chucking it in one pot, doing it simple, and we don't have to actually measure stuff and so forth?
I like doing that, yes.
You like that?
I do.
Okay. I'm going to show you how half of South America does it.
Okay.
I think I'm a little more fancy, but have you heard of arepa?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, he Googled it last night. That's okay, so the Cowboys make arepa wherever we go. We did it in South Africa because it's so simple and it's so healthy to do it. And there's a little pet peeve on my side. You go to smokehouses and they've got the brisket and the pulled pork and the this and the that, and it's on the butcher paper, and you go, oh, shit, same stuff. Yes, it might taste a little better than the others. I'd like people that do barbecue to get more creative, because those are base ingredients, that protein. It needs to be worked into some other dishes.
Sure, absolutely. There is many things that you can do, but I'm really interested in this one. And I've never done this one, so I want to see this.
So you got your brisket out there.
The brisket's on.
I hope it's going to look good when we're done with that one, because I want to put some of that brisket on the arepa.
It's looking good.
Yeah, we got some salsa, and we have a good amount of cheese that's going to go with the arepa as well.
Okay. Right. You have my attention.
Beautiful, beautiful. This is pan arepa flour. It's actually just cooked fine cornmeal. And you can buy it at any Latin shop, any Mexican shop out there. As I say, half of South America runs on this.
Now, okay, but Hendrik, you pointed out something unique about that. The word you said was cooked?
Cooked corn flour.
As versus?
Masa.
Which is uncooked.
Which is uncooked.
You educated me about this.
That's right, because when you make tortillas, it uses masa flour. Masa flour is basically corn that they figured out if you add some lime to it, you leave it overnight, it softens up the corn, they grind it the next day, and then they make, it's basically your tortilla flour. This is not. This is cooked, and then they dry it, which is a big difference.
Okay.
Which means actually you can eat it as it is.
As it is.
As it is. There's a yellow one, and there's a white one.
Okay.
And because we're from South Africa, we know that yellow corn is slightly sweeter.
Yes.
So we're going to use that. I'll do basically a cup of that. And then we're going to make enough arepas that's going to feed the nation. So we've got a cup of that.
Like it.
And we're going to do a cup of our beautiful...
so that was the yellow, and this is the white one, yes?
This is the white one.
Okay.
Okay. Next thing you have to do is 2 cups of lukewarm water. And I have one there already.
Okay.
So you can bring that one over.
Is that enough?
That's it. Chuck it in. We do one more. And if it works out well, you don't have to add anything more because the consistency will work out.
Okay.
Okay. Go for it.
So there's the water.
There's the water. And we're going to do our salt. So in that case, South America doesn't have spoons. So all we do is... Oops,
so is it about that much?
about that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very liberal pinch for me. So that would be, I don't know, maybe not. I don't even think that was a teaspoon.
It's not a teaspoon.
No.
Okay. Now you get dirty, and this is the best part, because everything from this point onwards happens with your hands. No utensils. Now remember, this is South America, and they've been doing this for hundreds of years, if not thousands. They've been making these little beautiful flakes of heaven that you can put your brisket on.
See now, Henrik, when you do this with a wheat flour,
Yes.
you're actually binding or breaking down the protein to make that gluten or that stringiness or chewiness in breads and pastas and things of that nature. Do you do that with corn?
You get the gluten to unfold. That's happened already because this has been cooked. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do this. It wouldn't stick together like this.
It
If
wouldn't
this
stick
was
together.
normal cornmeal
Right.
that's not cooked,
It would
and you
still be
do that,
loose.
it'll be loose. Your fingers will just run through it. Look how quickly it sets.
That's
You see? That gives you a really nice dough. And you don't have to work the dough at all. You just have to bring it together, get a good consistency on it. So that
is there a texture you're looking for?
yes, yes.
so-
I'm going to show you now.
Okay, so as if I'm making a pasta dough with flour, of course, I'm looking for a smooth, silky texture to
Yeah,
it.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. What you want to do though is you can make a little ball, okay? Because that's about as much as you have in one serving.
Yep.
Fits in the palm of your
So
hand.
it's a very big golf ball.
Golf ball. I have butter in here,
Yeah, you do?
okay? I'm going to smear it with butter.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, nice butter all over. And then what I want to do is I want to squash it, and I want to work its edges so that it makes a little cake.
So it's not as thick, not as thin as a tortilla. So, but
No,
it's
not at
thicker. But it's
It's like a little cake, because here's what will happen when we cook it.
English muffin thickness. Maybe a little thinner.
Yeah, about that. So, because remember, English muffin is going to rise.
Yes.
This doesn't rise.
Right.
So what you want to do once it's cooked is actually put a knife through it in the middle and cut it open.
Aha.
So if you make it too thin, you're not going to succeed in doing that.
Got it.
Okay. And give it a good amount of butter around it. Okay.
Yep.
So that's one serving. And we'll just make it round so that we can see. You can see this is well practiced already. Get yourself a flat sheet. There's number one. Done. This is where cooking cleans your soul. Do you agree with that?
I think this is called hands-on.
You're struggling a little there, man.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I did. Oh, you no.
Here's the technique. Okay?
You are the master.
The
look at this.
The thumb builds the edge.
You're rotating this way.
The thumb
Okay.
builds the edge.
All right.
There you go, see?
The subtleties
Nice
of making arepas.
Nice and smooth. Well, there's much more going into a brisket, but this is just a basic, simple arepa. We have ourselves another one. I'm gonna see how. That's a little tiny one, eh?
I know. I didn't have enough dough. Am I in the right direction?
You're in the right direction. Yes.
This is what it's all about. Jeez, hang on a second. Let me just.
Oh,
I
you're
need
not going to follow through.
No, I don't want to fall through this, Joe. You good with it?
I am good. Cheers.
They're saying it's the pulled pork's fault.
That?
The chair. It's not really. Brian, man, thanks for having us.
Glad you're here.
I think we came to the highlight of what barbecuing is all about.
Getting some friends together.
Yeah, but
This is your first time over with me. This is awesome.
it is awesome, and we would like to get to know you a little better, and I'm sure there's folks out there that wants to do the same, because you're an intimidating figure around barbecue circles. That's what they tell
That's
me.
because I growl at everybody and I walk by. Right. Is that intimidating?
No, they saying you're a professional. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Funny.
Where did it start for you?
It was purely a hobby. I was working at a software company as a real nerd, making spreadsheets look really cool with lots of data and stuff like that. And I was reading a phenomenal amount about cooking and barbecue. And so I'm a self-taught cook. Started cooking competitive barbecue in 2005 was our very first event.
I'm sure there's a lot of folks out there that wants to know exactly how you've done it. Same here. I want to know how you ended up doing that. But we joke with you guys here in North America, because you said you started to barbecue, 2005-ish?
Yep.
We grew up with barbecue. We didn't know there was another way of cooking that way.
Well, it's true. So, even the phrase barbecue. So, American or slow smoke barbecue is that low, slow, take lots of time. Hey, you need another beverage, like patient. It's a gathering of the family, all that kind of side of things. Canadians refer to more of the grilling our social references that
Right.
call in we'll call it the barbecue.
Okay.
Hey, let's have everybody over for a barbecue, right? But it's more like we're grilling. Anyway. But it's that subtle difference in terminology. What did we call this? What was the barbecueist or no? What's the phrase you said?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're gonna deny this. Roll it back and look for the word. No.
Yeah, it's a barbecuist, I guess.
Yeah.
What. Anyway, moving on a little. So, cooking need not just be barbecue and grilling, because there's a lot more. And I'm going to share a little bit about our experiences as the Cowboys. Is we've discovered that there's a whole lot of value in making things. And the first part, which we decided to make ourselves, is our own food.
Yep.
And a funny few things happened when we started to do that. Is not only did we learn a ton about food and how to cook it and what you do, but other people got involved with us when we did that.
Yep.
Suddenly, as a family, we started to get together, and the kids got involved. And then thirdly, and I'm running really fast through this because I think you had a similar experience. Thirdly is we started to realize what we are actually eating.
Yep.
And we got healthier.
Yep.
Because of that.
Yep.
I've been losing weight. I'm down 20 kilos over the last 18 months because now we know the quality of food that we're eating.
Well, it's also important. I'll even add a layer onto that of knowing. I think it's very important for consumers, you and I as a consumer, of the choice that we make when we go to a store, and knowing not only what the product is, but where it comes from. And if there's something that comes from the other side of the planet, it's probably not my best choice of what I can choose to eat or to purchase, for particularly a food product. But if I know that I can get my produce, my proteins, even other semi-processed products, right? A sauce or a condiment or a cheese or something that has added value to it, I'd rather get that from my neighborhood. It supports my farmer. It supports my neighbors who are producing things. And I think that's really important. So not only do we get to know that, but we get to know what it is and have something that's often really awesome in flavor.
Shopping local is important, and I put a blog post out about this one. You're going to like this one. Is you go to a restaurant and you order what you think is the best food there is they can prepare.
Yeah.
And I don't want to poo-poo restaurants here, but the reality is it's the food they can get away with that provides them with the best margin in the process. So you might not always get the best aged steak out there or the best freshest vegetables out there, because there's a whole lot of economics that goes around the restaurant. If you do go to restaurants that do that, it's eye-wateringly expensive to have that experience.
But they're usually pretty vocal about telling you about it.
Yeah,
they'll tell you this came from such and such a farm, and this came from that farmer, and this is what they did, and their name is Bob, and right?
Yeah,
they're very passionate about it.
They are, but majority of the restaurants, let's be honest, you don't necessarily know the quality of food that you are actually having, and by cooking it yourself, you have an opportunity to make that choice. And I'm always poo-pooing the brisket guy or the what is the other thing people usually, the ribs people, because those are not expensive cuts of meat. Those are the lower end cuts of meats that people figured out how to make really, really tasty. So we're not just saying cook the best stuff that's out there. We're saying you need to learn, you need to be creative, because even the not so good stuff, the sheep's head, the tripe, the haggis, the vegetable that you didn't even know that your neighborhood produces, is the kind of thing that's going to put the challenge out there.
Making something tasty. Absolutely.
Now, a little bit more about House of Q. What do you guys do? Apart from cooking, obviously.
Yeah, so we obviously cook. We know which end of the tongs to use, I say. Very early on in our competition barbecue era, we overcook what we need to go to the judges. So, for example, most often I cook 6 racks of ribs. There's only 6 bones that go to the judges, but you may have seen me done this. In Edmonton, we were together, and very quickly I can reject racks that I don't want to work with, and ideally pick out 1 or 2 that are my choice selections. Pick out what I want to go to the judges. But all that excess product that I have, I don't bring it home with me. I've got tired of eating all that barbecue. Believe it or not, you can get tired of eating barbecue. We would sample to the public. And people would come up to us after they've had something and say, I love that sauce. Where can I get that sauce, or can I buy it from you? And jokingly, I said one time, I just make it for competition. I don't have anything left. And then I looked down and I had a canning jar that I was making of our apple butter barbecue sauce. And I said, I've got this. You got $5? And the guy said, sure. And that's how House of Q really started on our products. Rolling forward, so apple butter is our flagship barbecue sauce. And I needed my mustard, the slather to put on the ribs and the pork butts before I put the rub on, so that I made Slow Smoke Gold. We've won number 2 in the world twice for that sauce in Kansas City. Not once, but twice. And then I needed a spicier product, so I came out with Sugar and Spice, and that was our spicy sauce. And then I was missing what from a genre. I needed more of a tangier tomato traditional type barbecue. That became Rock and Red, and I have rubs, and now we're selling in about 300 stores in Canada. We're in the United States through All Things Barbecue and our partners down there, and they ship it in Australia, New Zealand, and Germany, and United Kingdom, and all over the world for us. So House of Q is all over the world, and that's our business, is selling barbecue sauce and spices.
Talking about creativity, I think that's something people are missing
Creativity?
nowadays. Yes, especially when it gets to food, because there's so much pre-prepared, so much packaged up. And,
Yeah.
Do you think people should cook more?
I think they should cook more. You know, if you're interested in going back to fundamentals, like, and I point back behind me of going back and cooking with charcoal, that rawness of the fire and being able to control and master a fire, that's that same spirit in the kitchen of knowing that I'm going to make my own mirepoix and the base ingredients of my sauce, or the base ingredients for the soup or stock that I'm going to make, and I'm actually going to make my own chicken stock or beef stock or whatever it is of that nature. And why not? Because you have the capabilities, and you have the availability of the ingredients, and you're going to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to add just this little bit in here to give some unique flavor in there. I think that's what Grandma and Grandpa did when they were cooking, right? Our aunts and uncles, and when they were cooking things, that why are we not doing that now? So start there and just have some fun. And if you don't like it, I think your friends, and you'll probably still love me. I hope you'll still love me when I feed you today, right?
We'll see how it comes out.
Okay,
We'll
right?
see how it comes out. But that's, I think, the point is, when you do cook, when you do learn the opportunity to work with food,
People still love you?
well, people will love you more, because we found in our own family that it pulls our family together again. It wasn't the TV any longer that separated us. The iPads and the phones were put down, because you are in the moment.
Yeah.
People are doing things together. Young fellow needs to chop the onions. The other one needs to stir the pot while it's going. And we actually have an opportunity as a family to come together when we started cooking together again.
It's sharing, conversing, talking, allowing people to have conversations, but being the analytical mind of just, what does love mean? It's breaking down and having that conversation and having those interactions, and food might be a catalyst or an ability to allow people to have that there. And it's a gathering element or a conversation point. It can be so many different things. And so if you have, there's something unique you put in here, and I can't tell what it is, right? And you can just play along with that, and it brings people together.
Well, if you need friends to help you cook, you know where to find the Cowboys.
Do you know some?
Oh yeah, the Cowboys are there.
The Cowboys there?
Cowboys are there. You tell us when and where, and we'll be there.
How's my iced tea?
Yeah, it's not beer though. It's not beer, but it'll do. we are doing competition at the moment. Thanks for having us.
Cheers! Well, it's awesome to have the Cowboys here.
Definitely is, and I know the brisket's just about done. We've got some arepas on there. We've got a few other things going, but let's continue this conversation, because I think we need to encourage more people to cook.
Encourage people to cook, have some fun. Don't be intimidated by it.
Oh, get some friends over. Get the kids off the iPads. Let them join you in that opportunity. And the third thing is
getting kids hands-on, wrapping bacon on a hot dog or a sausage or whatever it is, really easy, stuff like that. Go for it. Get them involved.
And then you're going to eat better. You're going to eat well. Cheers.
Cheers.